Crash course on microeconomic. Supply and demand. Understand how the economy works and the principles of supply and demand. Microeconomics is the study of how individuals and firms make decisions about how to allocate resources in order to satisfy their wants and needs. One of the most important concepts in microeconomics is supply and demand, which is the foundation of how markets work. Understanding supply and demand is essential to understanding how the economy works and how prices are determined. Supply is the amount of a good or service that producers are willing and able to offer for sale at a given price. As the price of a good or service increases, producers are more likely to be willing and able to offer more of that good or service for sale. This is known as the law of supply. Demand is the amount of a good or service that consumers are willing and able to buy at a given price. As the price of a good or service increases, consumers are less likely to be willing and able to buy that good or service. This is known as the law of demand. The intersection of the supply and demand curves is called the market equilibrium, where the price and quantity of a good or service are determined. If the price of a good or service is below the equilibrium price, there will be excess demand, which means that there will be more consumers who want to buy that good or service than there are producers who are willing and able to sell it. This leads to a shortage, where some consumers will be unable to purchase the good or service they want. On the other hand, if the price of a good or service is above the equilibrium price, there will be excess supply, which means that there will be more producers who are willing and able to sell that good or service than there are consumers who want to buy it. This leads to a surplus, where some producers will be unable to sell the good or service they want. An interesting story about supply and demand is the history of diamonds. In the 1800s, diamonds were very rare and expensive. However, in 1866, a large diamond deposit was discovered in South Africa, which increased the supply of diamonds dramatically. In order to prevent the price of diamonds from plummeting, the De Beers Company, which controlled the majority of diamond production, started a marketing campaign to convince people that diamonds were rare and valuable. This campaign was very successful, and diamonds became the symbol of wealth and romance that they are today, despite the fact that their supply and value are not as limited as originally thought. Now, let's take a look at some popular examples of supply and demand in our daily lives. 1. Gasoline. As the price of gasoline increases, people are less likely to drive long distances, which decreases the demand for gasoline. At the same time, producers are more likely to produce more gasoline, which increases the supply of gasoline. 2. Movie tickets. As the price of movie tickets increases, people are less likely to go to the movies, which decreases the demand for movie tickets. At the same time, movie theaters are more likely to offer more showtimes, which increases the supply of movie tickets. 3. Real estate. As the price of real estate increases, people are less likely to buy homes, which decreases the demand for real estate. At the same time, developers are more likely to build more homes, which increases the supply of real estate. 4. Organic food. As the price of organic food increases, people are less likely to buy organic food, which decreases the demand for organic food. At the same time, farmers are more likely to produce more organic food, which increases the supply of organic food. 5. Luxury goods. As the price of luxury goods increases, people are less likely to buy luxury goods, which decreases the demand for luxury goods. At the same time, producers of luxury goods are more likely to produce fewer units, which decreases the supply of luxury goods. 6. Airline tickets. As the price of airline tickets increases, people are less likely to travel by plane, which decreases the demand for airline tickets. At the same time, airlines are more likely to offer more flights or routes, which increases the supply of airline tickets. 7. Housing rentals. As the price of housing rentals increases, people are less likely to rent apartments, which decreases the demand for rental housing. At the same time, landlords are more likely to offer more apartments for rent, which increases the supply of rental housing. 8. Smartphones. As the price of smartphones decreases, people are more likely to buy smartphones, which increases the demand for smartphones. At the same time, manufacturers are more likely to produce more smartphones, which increases the supply of smartphones. 9. Fast food. As the price of fast food decreases, people are more likely to buy fast food, which increases the demand for fast food. At the same time, Fast food restaurants are more likely to open new locations or expand existing ones, which increases the supply of fast food. 10. Streaming services. As the price of streaming services decreases, people are more likely to subscribe to streaming services, which increases the demand for streaming services. At the same time, streaming service providers are more likely to produce more content or offer new features, which increases the supply of streaming services. 11. Coffee. As the price of coffee decreases, people are more likely to buy coffee, which increases the demand for coffee. At the same time, coffee producers are more likely to produce more coffee beans, which increases the supply of coffee. 12. College education. As the price of college education increases, people are less likely to pursue higher education, which decreases the demand for college education. At the same time, colleges and universities are more likely to offer more financial aid or scholarships, which increases the supply of college education. In summary, supply and demand are the foundation of how markets work. Understanding supply and demand is essential to understanding how prices are determined and how the economy works. By examining the various examples of supply and demand in our daily lives, we can better understand how the principles of microeconomics affect us on a regular basis. And now, here's a poem about supply and demand. Supply and demand, a dance so fine. A rhythm that's felt throughout time. Producers and buyers, they move in line. A dance that's played by the market's chime. As the price rises, so does supply. Producers offer more to catch the eye. And as demand falls, so does supply. Producers offer less, bidding goodbye. Consumers choose, with their wallet's voice, what to buy, and what's their choice. While producers decide, to their rejoice, what to offer, and what to hoist. Supply and demand, a delicate blend. A force that shapes how markets bend. A dance that never seems to end. A cycle that's hard to comprehend. ******. Start planning your next global adventure with ease and convenience with our Booking.com referral link. https://www.booking.com/index.html?8 equals 7989335 as a great choice to plan your next trip. You can find and book flights, hotels, cars, and local attractions all in one place, and their price match guarantee ensures you're getting the best deal. Thank you for kind support our AnHub Metaverse channel, and please watch more interesting videos here.